Today, we'll be going over how to install universal whips into your 2013 Jeep Wrangler. We'll start by unboxing and laying everything out. Included in the box is 2 whips as well as your remote. For this project, we only need a few basic hand tools, like a larger ratcheting wrench, a small ratcheting wrench, a shallow 19mm, a shallow 10mm, some electrical tape, a utility knife, and some cutters. You're also going to need to get a length of wire. And with that out the way, let's get started. We'll start by unplugging the whips from the harness. Now in our application, we're going to install these on the fender flares of this Jeep, and our holes are pre-drilled, so all we have to do is take this nut loose and slot them right in. Once we get those whips in place, we can take this nut and thread it on from the backside. Next, we're going to use our 19mm and our large ratcheting wrench to lock them down. Now that that's tight, we're just going to repeat our steps on the other side. Take the nut loose, drop the whip into place, put the nut on the backside, and lock it down with your 19mm and large ratcheting wrench. Now let's get to everybody's favorite part, wiring. We'll start by locating the fuse panel and removing the top. And before we forget, let's disconnect that negative battery terminal. We'll break it loose with a 10mm. Once it's loose, we're going to set it to the side, careful not to touch it to the body or the engine. Now coming out of the module, you're going to have 2 sets of wires. The red wire is going to go to your battery positive, and your black wire is going to go to your battery negative. Now for the other wires. These 2 yellows, one is going to be your left blinker, one is going to be for your right blinker. The white is going to be your reverse lights.
And finally, the red goes to the brake light positive.
Now this is where your process may differ. We're going to tie it into the fuse panel on this 2013 Jeep Wrangler. Your application may be different, but we'll show you how to do it on this vehicle nonetheless. Now we should be able to tie these into the fuse, but these we're going to have to tie into the lights themselves. We'll start with the left blinker by finding the positive wire and tapping into it. Once we got the insulation cut back, we're going to tie in a wire to it. And don't forget to solder and use electrical tape. Now that we got this wire tapped in, we can run it cleanly through the engine bay to the module. Make sure you pay attention to where you're running this wire. You don't want it to get on any sharp or hot objects as you're tucking it away. And we'll just leave this here while we move on to the right blinker. And just like before, you're going to find the positive wire, cut back the insulation, and splice our wire into it. Once we got the connection secure and soldered, we're going to wrap it with electrical tape. And just like before, we're just going to cleanly run this up to the module. Now that we got both wires ran, we're going to set each of them to the side so that we know which one is which. Now for the module side, we're going to grab these yellow wires and tap them into the corresponding blinker. Strip back the insulation. Right blinker on the whip side to the right blinker on the car side. And the left blinker on the car side to the left blinker on the module side. Once the wires are properly secured, we can use electrical tape or heat shrink tubing to insulate these wires. And be sure to tape these wires individually. Do not tape all 4 of these wires together, as it might burn the module out.
And now for the brake light and the reverse light wires.
We're going to strip back this insulation. So now we're going to connect these to our fuse panel.
The red is going to go to our brake light positive.
And our white wire is going to go to our reverse lights. Since we need some more room, we're going to carefully cut this outer loom back with our utility knife. Being careful not to cut the extra wires or our cells, we're going to extract the wires from the loom. And since we already got it started, we can just pull it out by hand. After we've gotten what we need, we're going to cut this a little bit back to keep it tidy. And now we're going to tap our red wire into our headlight fuse. Start by pulling the fuse. And once you get some wire stripped back, you're going to wrap it around one of the legs of the fuse. The final product should look like this, and you can pop it back in place. And now for the reverse lights, we're just going to repeat the process. Pull the fuse for your reverse lights. After stripping some insulation back, we're going to wrap it around one of the legs of this fuse. Final product should look like this. Be careful not to pull the wire out as you're putting the fuse back in place. Now we can take this time to tuck and tidy up our wires so that way they don't get pinched. And we can move on to the thick wire. The black wire is going to tie into the battery negative, and the red wire is going to tie into the battery positive. Let's cut some of this insulation back. And we can cut off this excess to keep it tidy. Using our wire strippers, we're going to peel back the insulation on both the positive and the negative. We'll safely tuck the module and the wiring away. And using our 10mm and small ratchet, we're going to take the battery terminals loose. Once we get that nut off, we can take our positive wire and loop it in. Once you get it tapped in, put the other wires back the way they were and tighten the nut back down. And tighten everything back up with our ratchet. Now that that's done, we can reconnect the negative terminal and repeat the process for the ground side. Just loop the wire under the nut and finally tighten it back down with your ratchet. Now we can take the module wiring harness and untwist it. Take out how much you need and tie up the excess. And finally, we can test it by plugging it in. Press the harness firmly in place and twist the locking nut to keep them from coming loose. We can untwist the wires for the other side. And repeat the process by plugging them in and twisting the lock nut in place. Once we're sure everything works, you can put the lid back on your fuse panel. Back across the engine bay, tidying up any wires we forgot to do. Once that's all done, it's time to close the hood and admire our work. Next, we'll introduce you to the remote control of this product. This remote has multiple functions, but before we can test it out, we must flip it over and follow the instructions on the back. Start by removing the plastic, then the tray, inserting our battery into the tray, and we can slide it back in place. Big red on button turns it on. The off button turns it off. The 2 yellow buttons adjust brightness. The blue plus and minus adjust light speed. The orange color buttons adjust the color. The green buttons in the middle are how you adjust your light mode. The button in the center of all these is auto light mode. The two buttons on the lower left are neon modes. The two on the lower middle are music modes. And the two on the lower right adjust timing. Next we'll begin the demonstration. Lights on. Then the speed adjustment. We got the color modes. We got the different color modes. Auto. Neon modes. Timer mode. Finally, back off. Next, we'll demonstrate the 4 lighting modes synced with the vehicle. We got brake lights, reverse lights, left turn signal, right turn signal, and hazard mode. Next, we'll introduce you to the Whip Light app. First, take out your camera app and scan the QR code. Open the link and download the app. After it's downloaded, open the app and check out the interface. The 3 lines in the top left will take you to a group function for group management. You can click the plus to add a group and add a name. Below that is the device selection, where you can search for and connect to the correct devices. The gear icon in the top right is for settings. The first option is the shake to connect. The second is for auto connect. The third setting is the order in which the lights appear. Fourth is the point setting. The fifth is the theme setting. The sixth is for feedback. The seventh is the help center. Eighth is instructions. And ninth is about. The green switch is to turn the lights on or off. The circle adjusts the color. This controls the brightness. This shows the commonly used colors. Below is classic color combinations. This is the lighting mode. The third option is music mode. It gets the rhythm from your microphone and the lights will flash and flicker to that. This is the timer. You can set when the lights turn on and when they turn off. And that about wraps it up. This is what all you can do with the app, and enjoy your lights.